guys? What's going on? Gonna switch it up a little bit today. I'm doing biceps only, which normally on my arm day I do biceps, forearm, grip strength, hand strength. But today I wanted to switch it up. I wanted to walk out with a full pump in my biceps, which is exactly what happened. It seems when I do too many body parts at once, where the biceps, the forearms, usually I end off with the forearms, which when I do my cupping, it all of the blood is rushed to those two forearms, to that the inside muscle of the forearm. So I never really walk out with a great pump in my biceps, and that's one of the biggest things you want to accomplish in the gym is when you're leaving to have a pump in those muscles. Before, when I used to do bicep, tricep, and forearm, I would occasionally start off with forearm, occasionally start off with bicep, occasionally start off with tricep. So it would always end up switching off with which muscle I start off with and which muscle I leave where that pump is going to stay the most. So that's why I switched it up. I started with hammer strength and I did the grips as much as I could. I started off with the two sets, and I believe I might even gone to the fourth one. I'll have to go back and take a look at it. I'm not even sure what happened on that. But after I did the hammer curls, I kept it a little light, and then for this I kept it a little bit light, higher reps, like in the 10 to 15 rep range. I'm doing the seated cambered bar. It's great for getting those half reps. If I was standing up, I could let the weight go all the way down, not by my side, but all the way in front of me, and then do a full curl. With the seated for arm wrestling, this is a very big movement that a lot of arm wrestlers do, just because you're getting stronger for the most important part with your arm basically in a 90 degree angle. So that's why you'll see a lot of guys, even when they're doing it standing, it seems like they're not going all the way down. Well, that's by design. Years ago, I would have definitely bust their balls for doing reps like that, thinking that they're doing half reps, that they're trying to get away with something, saying that they're curling more than they really are. But now that I'm a little bit older and a little bit more experienced, I realize that some of those guys, yes, some of them were definitely doing half reps and they were just trying to say they have a big number for their curling. But a lot of them are just trying to train for that partial rep motion, that range. Same thing here. I could let my arm go a little bit further out, and then it's not really benefiting me too much more, except for just getting maybe a little bit more size for the bicep, which I don't care nearly as much about anymore. Of course, I don't think there aren't too many people that don't want to have big arms, big chests, big legs, but maybe it's not as important to them as it's not as important to me. Not right now. But after the seated cambered bars, I made my way over to this machine. I like this machine quite a bit. It takes the swing out of it. It's all bicep. The handle, I wish I could rotate where I can give it more of a palms facing in grip, but it is what it is. Still a great exercise, and I definitely get a great pump from it. I could go a bit heavier. I've racked this machine many times, and it's just I don't feel the need as much, because then I'm going to do less reps. With this, I like to do a good amount of reps, and even see me doing a nice slow rep at the end. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, with the biceps, you're curling. Whether you're standing up curling, seated, whether you're doing the angled incline bench where your back is against it and your arms are at a different slightly angle, just do what you need to. But essentially, they're all curls. So make sure you get enough of a pump before you walk out, and that's the biggest thing. If that's 9 working sets, good. Walk out. Sometimes when you do a little too many, it ends up taking away from the pump, whether it's just a machine that's not working well with you that day, or you're just maxed out. You're just not getting a great exercise with that last set or the last 2 sets. So once you get a nice pump, I suggest walking out. I mean, that's essentially the biggest thing you want. The idea is to get sore and also gaining as much strength and size as you possibly can. So that's what I did today. With this, I actually walked out after my 12th set. Of course, I had a few warm-up sets in there as well, so total maybe like 14, but 12 actual working sets, and I walked out with a great pump. So, which is a little bit tougher to do these days because I am on a cut, so my carbs are limited, but still trying to get as many of the carbs that I have on a daily basis before the workout and after the workout. So you have to do what you have to do. Of course, I love bulking. I love getting bigger. I love getting stronger, and I love eating. That's probably the biggest thing. So it's a little bit more difficult. Pretty sure I'm weighing in right about the same. So I'm thinking about maybe cutting my calories down a little bit more. And then you see in this, one of my favorite machines, I'm actually getting forced reps. So lifting it up, and then holding it a little bit for that negative. You're gonna see me do it on my left side as well. And now I know that this is the last set, but I haven't been doing negatives in quite some time. The best way to do it is on a machine like this where you can just lift it up a little bit, get a nice squeeze, and then let it down nice and slowly and just try and hold it as long as possible. Very big in arm wrestling or just anything in general. If you're trying to get bigger, stronger, negatives is a great way of doing that because you're doing that many more reps that your body wouldn't allow you to do without the other hand going in. So yeah, if you're not doing it, I definitely recommend adding them in at least periodically. I'm probably going to add them in a little bit more than I have been lately. And talk to you soon.